going to take to this simply because I had to make a phone call. My wife has run out of her meds, and we don't have the money to get her more. She doesn't have any medical anymore because she lost her job. Just a lot of drama. I had to, apparently she, well, I know she has bipolar and schizophrenia. Apparently she brought herself over to the ER because she had some rashes and a little scrape and all that stuff. And because she's schizophrenic and bipolar, she blew it way out of proportion. Anyways, they observed her behavior and decided to do a psychiatric evaluation on her. Of course, they found her to be schizophrenic, which explains why she was posting a lot of weird stuff on Facebook and sending me some weird text messages and whatnot. Well, they called me, the hospital called me, told me what the deal was, and they're going to try to find her someplace, and I wanted to talk to her, but I guess they're not letting her take any calls. So I just wanted to, and I'm sure they won't tell her, but I told them to relay the message that I love her, and that I was looking forward to seeing her tonight, but this has happened. And so anyways, I called back about seeing about, well, she drove herself. She drove herself. So that means that she had to have left her car there. So I wanted to get ahead of the ball and see if maybe, if they do transfer her to a mental hospital, how long would the car stay in the parking lot as it is without being towed? And if they were to tow it, would they be able to contact me and I could come and pick it up and, this and that. Just to see what would happen, And, they reassured me that, I'd be able to get the vehicle and all that stuff because I'm her husband. Anyways, so yeah, that's what's going on right now. Earlier today, her brother and one of her best friends called me up, texted me, saying, we're really worried about her. She's acting strange. Sure enough, she was, of course. But I had already known about that because she ran out of her meds, which I didn't know, but I suspected something was going on. She ran out of meds about 4 or 5 days ago, and it only took about 2 or 3 days before she started acting weird. And she's been, she doesn't have a filter on her. She, if you give her Seroquel, it's like she's completely filtered, completely cut off. Totally catatonic. Without her meds, she seems to be unfiltered. And just whatever pops into her mind, she talks or she types. And, it doesn't, even if it's like subconscious thinking, she'll end up talking and talking and talking, or typing and typing and typing, and it gets a little tiresome. But with the meds, she's fine. She has that happy center. Jeep drivers, adjust your headlights. Anyways, so when she's in that center, she has a filter. It's limited, but she has a filter. But well, Abilify worked for her real well. Yeah, in fact, I think that was the best stuff she was on. But well, there's actually one other one that I think she was best on. It was a medication that you can only get in the Philippines or something like that. It's a non-American brand. But the Abilify really worked for her, but she said that she felt like she was behind a wall. There was a wall that she couldn't pass through. And I guess she had, the doctor changed it, changed her to Risperdal. And I guess that seemed to be working pretty well. So she ran out of that though. So hopefully the psychiatric ward has gotten the memo that Seroquel is bad for her. Abilify and Risperdal is good, but Abilify was the best, in my opinion. The reason why I think Abilify was the best is because she acted more like a normal human being. This Risperdal stuff, it was like a weaker version of the Abilify. Way weaker version. It kept her in check, but she had thoughts of like, well, she didn't want to get back with me because she didn't want to hurt everybody. But she wanted to get back with me. So, that being said, Abilify would have been better for her because she would have gotten back with me, no doubt. Doesn't matter who she hurts, all that stuff. And by getting back with me, I mean actually living with me. Because if you want to go by the literal definition of getting back with me, that would mean we are back together. We've been sleeping in the same beds together. We've been, doing all the boyfriend and girlfriend stuff. We're not quite on the level of husband and wife again, but we're at that point. And it's that time again to see if my credit card will work, or my bank card. I doubt it, but we'll see. All right, it worked, but that means my tank went from a $30 tank of gas to a $60, almost $70 tank of gas. So I have to deal with that. thinking I might detune the car tad. Right, I've been driving around with the race tune, but I know that I have another tune that I can use. I need to look up a few laws on the computer tonight, now that I actually have time. I need to do quite a few things on the computer tonight. One of the things is, like I said, a cop pulled me over the other day for making a wide turn. Meaning, I went from this lane, made a right turn, and got into the not the closest lane to the crosswalk, but the one furthest out. And I'll show you. He claimed that was an illegal maneuver. Now, I'm from California. It is not illegal to do that in California. It even shows it in the driver's handbook that it's okay. They have a whole entire diagram. I mean, of course, he pulled me over probably, because he's having a bad day or something, and said, you know what, I'm going to pick on that guy. But when he pulled me over, he's like, yeah, we're just looking for drunk drivers right now. Well, why the fuck did you pull me over then? Doing a turn like that, and he said that's a common thing that people do. If it's a common thing that people do, why the fuck did you pull me over? If you're looking for drunks, a drunk's not going to do what a common person would do. So anyways, I need to look up and see if that's an actual maneuver that is not legal. That, and there's a few other things I need to look up. I can't think of them right now, but I definitely need to find. Now, when he pulled me over, I thought it was because I accelerated so fast. Now I'm waiting for a cop to pull me over for accelerating too fast. Because that's not exactly a thing that can be proved that I did that, let alone that it was some kind of illegal thing to do. Oh, there's a couple cops sitting right there down that lane. That street. This stupid motorcycle cop, too, that pulled me over. It wasn't even a cop in a car. He was probably the same freaking cop that was speeding down the street. He sped right past me. I don't know if I'm far back enough. That's probably back enough. But, Yeah, he was probably the cop that sped right past me, too. I'm like, well, if you give me a ticket, I'm going to call you out on your speeding. Anyways, I'm home. That's the story that's going on today. My sister found out that my wife has been staying over at the house. Although, like last night, I stayed with my wife over at her place because I had physical therapy in the morning, and I didn't want to have to wake up at like freaking 6 o'clock in the morning just to drive out there. So I stayed over her place so I could wake up later. But, yeah, basically my wife and I are back together. Just not living with each other right now, back together. So, yeah, that's basically it.